Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing good and having a wonderful day. In this video, we are going to talk about business logic vulnerabilities. What are they? Why, business logic vulnerabilities happen in web applications and how we can find them, right? So we're going to see all of these things through a live demonstration. So at the end of this video, you'll be able to understand everything related to business logic vulnerabilities. But as always, before going into this, if you haven't checked out my previous video, then go ahead and check it out. The link of the video is given in the description, as well as you can see it at the right side of the screen. And now, with that being said, let us get started. So before diving deep into this video, let's try to first understand what exactly is a business logic vulnerability, right? So first of all, let us take a very simple example so that we can understand it more clearly and in an easy way. Okay, let's say we have an application, assuming that it is a e-commerce application like Amazon, Flipkart, etc. Okay, now let us say that in this application we have a feature to add coupon codes onto our products, right? For example, let's say a product is of $500 US. We can use a coupon code, buy that particular product vendor and get a discount of, let's say, 40%, right? And things like that. Normally this is very common thing that happens in e-commerce application, right? So let's say we get the discount and then we just do the checkout and we will get the product, right? So this is normally happens. Now from attacker's perspective, we need to think a few circumstances, like for example, let us think that what exactly will happen if you know we are able to use that same coupon code twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say that the coupon code was only expected to be used once. So once you'll use the coupon code, once you do the checkout, you won't be able to use that coupon code again. But let's say that we were able to use this coupon code again. In that case, we'll be able to bypass the logic. We will able to find a flaw in their application's logic that is allowing me to get the use the same coupon code twice, which shouldn't be happening because the normal expectation was that the user can use this coupon only once. Okay, this is one example. Another example is that there are certain products on e-commerce that provides different coupon, right? Different coupon for different product. For let's say that on laptops you can use coupon like Fayas 1 to 3 and you'll get about 30% discount. For mobile accessories, or let's say for iPhones, you'll be getting 20% of discount using some other coupon code, right? So you need to think that, is it possible that I can use this same coupon code on different products? What about what will happen if I try to use the Apple's coupon code on a different product? How it is behaving, how the application is behaving? Is it allowing me to use that coupon, or is it giving me some kind of errors? If it is giving me any errors, then what are those actually errors? Maybe in the error they're actually leaking some details about the actual coupon code or something like that, right? So this is what you call a business logic vulnerability, a vulnerability which is fundamentally in the logic of the application. So the expectation was that, again, scenario one, the expectation was that you can use the coupon only once. So this is the logic, like logic one, right? But we are able to use this feature or abuse this feature and execute another logic, which was to use the same coupon twice, right? So we are able to find the flaw in the logic that is allowing me to uh, break their application in such a way that will allow me to use that coupon again and again and again, right? Which will be a financial loss for the particular company. So any vulnerability that, or any logical vulnerability that allows you to interfere with the confidentiality, integrity, availability, or any financial reputation of the organization will be treated as a business logic vulnerability. Like, this is the standard definition, you can say. But again, it depends on what is the actual functionality of the application, right? So whenever you're testing for business logic vulnerability, our main goal should be to understand what this functionality has been initially developed for, right? And then you need to think that, is there any way that we can abuse this functionality? If we are able to do that, we can say that it is a business logic vulnerability. I hope you are able to understand that. So now let's go ahead and see a very quick demonstration of how we can find a business logic vulnerability from one of the real world scenarios that I have created. And yeah, at the end you'll be able to understand exactly what is an application logic issue or what is a business logic vulnerability. So for the demonstration, I have created this very simple lab through which I can show you this business logical vulnerability. So let's quickly just go to my browser, and you can see this is the lab over here, right? So I have hosted it on business.bepractical.tech, and you can see once we are on the web page, we have a login panel here, right? Now, to look for business or logical vulnerability, what you need to do is you need to test the application, okay, and you need to think that if there is any possibility through which we can exploit the logic, you know, and can, you know, affect the confidentiality, the integrity and availability, or some financial loss, etc., of the particular company, right? For example, here we have the login panel, and if we provide the right password, like let me go ahead and quickly log in using my right credential, and let's see what happens. So it's fayaz@bpractical.tech, and the password here is batman@123. Let me just quickly intercept this request as well. So I'm going to proxy, turn on the intercept. Let me just log in here, and here's a request. You can see there's a post request going on. Let me just quickly send this to repeater now. And this is the request, right? Now, when I'm going to click on send, you see what happens here, right? So it says login successful, right? Because I have obviously given the right password. And if you go to our browser, you can see it also displays the message which is login successful. No issues on that. Now, what we need to do is we have understood that on providing the valid credential, this is how it is responding, which is like common for almost all the cases you'll see on the internet, right? Let's see what will happen if we provide the incorrect password for this particular user. So let's say 1234, just for the example. Let me just click on send, and we've got the response. The status code is 401 unauthorized, invalid credential. And if we take a closer look, you'll see that it is saying attempt is set to 1, right? Which means this is our first incorrect attempt, right? So if you're seeing this in real world application, you should be thinking that there might be a possibility of abusing this kind of functionalities where the attempt is getting count. Why is that? Because based on certain attempts, the application might lock the user. Like for example, what I'm trying to say is that let's say I've sent this incorrect password again. Attempt is set to 2. Let's do that few more times. Okay. And now you see, once I have exceeded my attempts, let's say up to 5, then we've got this message that account is logged. Please try again after 10 seconds, right? So in this time, if you see, if I'm trying to click on send request again, you see again it says invalid credential. Let me just quickly do this again. You see the account is logged, right? So if I'm trying to send the request in this 10 seconds, you see that we'll get this message, right? So for the next 10 seconds I cannot access this account. Now this can be a good feature for to prevent attackers from brute forcing the password, right? But is it also possible that attacker, if they know the email address of any victim, they can use this particular functionality, or you can say abuse this functionality to lock any users? They simply need to provide incorrect password, right? And then the account will be locked for 10 seconds. Now you might be thinking that, yeah, account is getting locked for 10 seconds, it's not a big deal, right? But the thing here is that an attacker can possibly send this request multiple times, if there's no rate limit present. Like in this example, there's no rate limit here. So if that happens, the attacker can keep sending this invalid credential again and again and again, and that will cause the the victim to never access their account, because their account will be locked forever. Because once 10-second threshold is completed, the attacker will send the request again, which will cause the account to be locked for another 10 seconds. And it's going to keep happening, and then at the end what is going to happen is the account will be locked forever, and because of this, the actual user won't be able to access their account anymore, right? So this is what the actual issue is. You see, it's not like there's any traditional vulnerabilities like cross-site scripting, cross-site request forgery, etc., right? Instead, it is a logical vulnerability, right? a functionality that was supposed to be a feature is actually misused by the attackers and can cause a security harm, right? So let's quickly, to test our hypothesis, what we can do is we can send this request to intruder. Okay, let me just add a random value 1 here, and then let me just click on add, and let me go to numbers from 1 to, let's say, 200, just for the example. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to start the attack. Okay, now for the 200 times the request will be sent, right? Let me just start the attack, click on OK, and you can see the request is getting sent. Now I'm sending the incorrect password for 200 times. Okay, you see we are getting 403, 403, 403, right? And in this time, let's say that we've got 401 again. After a few seconds, after a few attempts, again we'll start receiving 403. You see, so attacker can send this request on a mass scale using concurrent requests, and this can cause a permanent lock to that particular user, which will basically leads to denial of service. I hope you all are able to understand this. So this is how you can look for business logic vulnerability, right? And this is how you can look for logical issues. I hope you all have understood this business logic vulnerability and how we can find it. If you have any doubts, if you have any issues, feel free to let me know your doubts or issues in the comment section. Also, do join our Telegram channel if you want to stay updated with the latest trends and technologies going under cybersecurity, ethical hacking, and bug bounty hunting. And now, with that being said, keep learning, keep hacking, and thank you so much for watching this video.